Okay, are you able to see the screen right now? Okay, I have just restarted the stream. Okay, that is good to hear. Okay, sorry about the technical glitch just now. Okay, so let's get back to playtesting stars. Okay, so when you start the game, okay, your mouse cursor will disappear. Okay, as stars is a game that you use your keyboard to play. Okay, game controller support will be added in the near future. Okay, that is good to hear. Okay, so now we'll do the play testing with the second character, Row. Okay, in contrast to Beat, which is the first character, Row has less health but more mana. So if Beat is a beginner level character, Row can be considered as an intermediate or advanced level character. So like what I have mentioned before, each character has his or her own special skill, and Row's special skill is the stunning nose, which when you use your S key to activate the special skill. Oh, okay, I just missed. Let me try that again. Okay, any character or any enemies that are hit by Row's stunning nose will get stunned. Okay, and it is an area of effect skill, so it will work on multiple enemies at once. Okay, provided that there are multiple enemies for you to use it on. So when enemies are stunned, they will not be able to attack you. Or usually they will not be able to move at all. Okay, so now let's see Beat's special skill. Okay, but before that, let me restart the game. As that is a much faster way to get to the character selection menu. Okay, so as shown by the character description, okay, Beat is more of a balanced character. Okay, as he has more health, but his mana is not as much as Row's. Okay, so as his name implies, okay, Beat's special skill is a 5-hit combo. And so if he manages to defeat an enemy before he does all the 5 hits, he will move on to the next enemy or the next nearby enemy. To finish up all the 5 hits. Okay, you might have noticed by now that abilities use mana. Okay, so try not to miss your shots. Okay, even though mana will regenerate on its own, and when you defeat enemies, they will drop mana orbs. Okay, so try not to waste mana by shooting into nothing, which I have just done. Okay, so when you have defeated enough enemies, okay, you will gain enough experience to level up. And when you level up, okay, you will be presented with the choice of improving various aspects of your character. Okay, each time you will be presented with 3 random options. Okay, and you can choose one of the 3. Okay, so for example, if you want to increase your character's maximum health, you can learn thick skin, or if you want better loot, or if you want to be able to use, or rather be able to switch between abilities. Okay, for now we'll go with more health. Okay, notice that my maximum health on the top left hand corner is now 7 instead of 6. Okay, so right now I'm using an ability called Impulse, which creates a blast radius, okay, that pushes enemies away from its center point. Okay, which means that you can use it to damage multiple enemies at once. Okay, as long as they are hit by the blast. Okay, so I'm using Unity to create this game, and currently I'm using C# for the language. Okay, so with Unity you can choose to go with either C#, JavaScript, or Boo. Okay, but I'm using C#. Okay, it's a matter of preference. as I don't think there is a one, as I don't think one is totally better than the other. Okay, it all depends on what you are familiar with. Okay, so I am using Unity, okay, as the panels, or as what I have written in the panels. Okay, so after a few stages, okay, you will arrive at the boss stage. Okay, so the first boss, okay, is Big Thief. Okay, so as you can see, Big Thief has the ability to spawn multiple enemies and also shoot multiple projectiles at once. Okay, but for testing purposes, I have reduced his health by quite an amount. So when you defeat the boss, you will gain a huge amount of experience. Okay, and you will reach the ice world as well. Okay, but the ice world has enemies that are much more powerful, and that is why I died almost instantly. Okay, so there are also other abilities in stars. Okay, so for worlds, okay, currently there are only 2 at the moment. Okay, but the current existing 2, okay, are the brick world and the ice world. Okay, but the plan is to have at least around 8 to 9 worlds. Okay, and each will have multiple stages that are all randomized. Okay, and on top of that, each world will have, okay, different characteristics. Okay, so for example, okay, the brick world, as the first starting world, it has almost no special characteristics. But on the ice world, okay, the platforms are slippery, as you are essentially running on snow or ice. Okay, depending on which Okay, so back to the topic on abilities. Okay, currently I'm using an ability called Fireball. Okay, and Fireball, like what fire does, okay, it spreads. So if you use Fireball on an enemy and another enemy is next to it, okay, you can damage both enemies at once as fire spreads. So if I use Fireball on the two enemies here, okay, both of them will get defeated at the same time. Okay, so you can also level up your abilities as shown on the top left hand corner. Okay, next to the fireball icon there is a small experience bar. Okay, and the level of the ability is shown. So to level up your abilities, you can collect stars or collect ability orbs, which I have just done. Okay, so when you level up your abilities, okay, they do more damage for the same amount of mana. Okay, but when your character levels up, you can choose to improve various aspects of your character. Okay, things such as running speed, okay, better loot, increased mana regeneration. Okay, we'll go with increased mana regeneration, since that will allow us to do more damage in a shorter amount of period or time. Okay, so when you level up, the three options that are randomly, or rather they are randomly decided or randomly chosen to display. So currently there are about 8 or 9 options to choose from, but the 3 that appear are random. So each time you play the game, okay, you can play it differently in how you or what you choose to improve your characters on. Okay, so remember just now when we reach level 2, okay, the 3 choices here are different. So these 3 choices or options are totally random, and of course if you have already learned one of them, okay, it will not show up anymore. Okay, so let's go with more loot. Okay, so in the ice world, as you can see right now, Okay, the platforms are slippery, so it is much harder to control your character precisely. Okay, even using your keyboard at the moment, and in the future when game controller support is added, okay, it will be much harder to control as well. Okay, so it has been around 5 months since I first started working on Stars. Okay, but as I'm the only person, or rather the only person doing design and coding, so I would expect it to take quite an amount of time. Okay, luckily James is composing the music. So I don't have to do that. So as you can see, enemies in the ice world are much more powerful than the ones in the brick world. Okay, they can even stun you, or in the case of the Frost Wraith, they can even slow you down, like this. Okay, by the way, Stars is also currently on Steam Greenlight. So if you have not voted for it yet, okay, the link is in the description boxes below. Okay, so be sure to vote for it so that you can get the game from Steam as well. Okay, the ice turtle on the bottom floor has the ability to go and hide in its turtle shell, which will allow it to defend against all of your attacks. Okay, this alone makes it much tougher than the usual enemy. Okay, and on top of that, it can shoot projectiles from its mouth. Okay, and it goes hiding in its turtle shell once it detects that you are attacking it. So a good ability to use against the ice turtle is what I'm using now, which is Heavy Wave, as each shot does more damage than, for example, Impulse or Fireball, or even Wave, which is a weaker version of Heavy Wave. Okay. So when you game over, you can go back to the menu to choose a different character to play with. Okay, by the way, when you first start the game, the game will detect if you have a save game file. So if not, okay, Ro will come as a locked character. Okay, this means that you can only start the game using beat, and the only way to unlock row is to clear the brick wall with beat. Okay, which is what we are going to do now. So when you first start the game, the game will show you something like a tutorial. But it's rather short. And it just teaches you the basics of the basics. Like using your Z or Z key to jump and your X key to attack. Hey, what's up, Dan Blaze? Welcome to the White Sponge livestream. How was your Christmas celebration? Whoa, damn it. So as you can see, the ghost has the ability to face out into the background, and when it does that, your attacks will just go right through it. As the ghost is considered a spiritual entity. By the way, feel free to ask me anything that you are curious about. And I will answer them to the best of my abilities.